Hello and welcome. My name's Kathy A, and I want to welcome my new viewers from coming over from Angela Stewart Beauty's channel. I'm doing a collab today and I'm quite excited about it because the person who I'm doing this collab with is somebody I admire a lot. Now, I've just been watching her channel for a few months now, and she is just so incredibly knowledgeable and pleasant to watch, you know. And when you're spending your time on YouTube, you really, it's kind of like you're hanging out with people, like they're your friends and you're hanging out with them and they're just talking to you, because that's how it feels, you know. And so I've been kind of spending time with a lot of different people and watching comedy shows like Jim Gaffigan and, you know, Sebastian, people like that, just to help make this pandemic get better, you know. Angela Stewart Beauty. She's 53 years old and she is from Christchurch, New Zealand. And I have connections with New Zealand. My brother back in the 1960s went to New Zealand to teach there because New Zealand was recruiting Americans at that time to fill teaching positions. And he met a woman there and they had 4 children who were my nieces and nephews. And they're all still there. They live in the Wellington area, but she's in Christchurch, and of course Christchurch, New Zealand was in the news over this past year for the shootings and things, and gosh. Anyway, Ange is a trained esthetician, and she's also a certified Color Me Beautiful consultant, image consultant, and she works as a secretary at a school. She has 2 grown children, and her channel is basically centered around high-end luxury makeup and other kinds of makeup. Plus, she also tries to find and review skincare that's affordable and effective. So, being a trained esthetician, she knows her stuff, and that's what brought me to her to begin with. I was watching something that came up, one of her videos came up, and I thought, oh, she's kind of nice. And then I started watching some of her other videos on the list, and then I communicated with her, and I said, hey, why don't we do a collab, you know? So our collab today is our favorite top 10 makeup products that if they run out, we are going to run out and get another one to replace it. This is very brand specific for each product, and it's like only one thing for each category. I tried to, it was really hard to narrow it down because I do have a lot of favorite products. I've been on YouTube now since 2013. And those of you who are new to me know that I give kind of blatantly honest reviews, usually negative. I'm getting a rep as being kind of a, you know, not Debbie Downer, but, you know, I just kind of like, if somebody else likes something, it's not necessarily the case with me because of the way it responds to my skin. Just a real quick overview. I am 62. I live in New England area of the United States, somewhere between Boston and New York. I am going through a separation/divorce, lots of fun, and I work as an office person. I do the books for 4 different businesses contained in this one building. I just started that job. I left my nonprofit job recently because of the pandemic and the closures and everything. It really affected my working hours, and I had to think of survival mode. So I'm in a new job as of this week, and I'm really enjoying it, and there's a work dog there. I love it. So I am kind of all over the place as far as the makeup I like to review. I also like to go visit places like the Yankee Candle Factory or the Big E Fair and take you along with me. I also will explain things like how they make maple syrup, or I will show you my favorite cookie recipes. So I kind of vary things a little bit there, but I'm basically a makeup channel. Kathy A Beauty is the name of my channel. The A is, it used to be the first initial of my last name before I was married. And when I was a kid in school, there were 3 Kathys in my class all through elementary school when you're going through. And I was always Kathy A, you know, because my last name began with an A. And then the other girl was Kathy B, and then it was like Kathy R or whatever. But I was always Kathy A, and then later on I became a DJ, and I was DJ Kathy A. It kind of flowed pretty nice on the tongue. So that's where the Kathy A came from. I'm somewhat anonymous there for stalker purposes. I did have a stalker a few years ago, and so I took my real name off and changed it to A. So that's why it's kind of a goofy sounding name. Okay, let's get on with this. My top 10 favorite products that I would replace right away. Let's start with, this is concealer, but it's sort of more of a radiance touch concealer. This never creases under my eyes. This always brightens up. And this is the Yves Saint Laurent Touche Eclat. This is the radiance, and you can see it. It's just a very nice light brightening aspect to this. I just use it in the dark areas of my face. And as you know, as you get older, when your eyes sink back into the sockets as you get older, it gets darker. So this is a real nice brightening agent. So over on this side, I tend to have a little bit of an overhang, and it shadows, and people think it's eyeliner that I didn't correctly apply, and that's not it at all. It's this overhang. One of the more joys of getting older. So I do try to embrace aging rather than just, you know, fight it. Anti-aging, anti-aging. It's kind of a silly terminology. I mean, you're either here or you're not, and you're getting older. We're all getting older every day, and I'm just going to embrace where I am and go for it. For foundations, I just love this. This is the Derma Blend Creator Drops, and what this is these are highly pigmented drops. You can use them straight on, like 2 or 3 of them, for your foundation. You can mix them into primer for adding some color to it. You can put it into a foundation that's the wrong color to color correct it, and it's just wonderful. I'm down to about here on this now, so you can put this in a sunscreen to make the sunscreen more like a sunscreen tinted, and I love it. I think my color here I think is 25N. And the second that this runs out, I do get another one right away. They do sell this at Ulta, and all of the products that I'm talking about are linked below. For powder, Charlotte Tilbury. She's actually in 2 places on this top 10 list, and I just hate that because I think she's overpriced. But this product, which is the Flawless Finish Powder, this is just a powder that I use, and I usually will set it underneath my eyes with this. I will put that there. It's a really nice setting powder. I don't use a lot of powder on my face because I have kind of dry skin and lots of texture and wrinkles, and I have, like, what is Angie from Hot and Flash? She called her orange peel skin. I have a lot of sections of my face that are like orange peel. So this goes over it so nicely, and I have the number 1. I think the number 2 is just a little bit dark, and the last thing you want is a dark powder underneath your eyes. If you are fish belly white like me, medium light to a light skinned person, this number 1 is just perfect as a under eye setting powder and all over setting powder. For blush, it's actually on the inexpensive side. This is the ColourPop. This is the Super Shock formulation, and ColourPop kind of really took off with this. This particular one is called Count Me In, and I have reached pan on it, you can see. It's kind of a cream, but it's a bouncy cream, and it makes a very pretty natural flush. Why did I put it on that part of my hand? Let me try here. Okay, and you can blend it out. You can make it as strong or as soft as you want, depending if it's daytime or nighttime. This lasts so well on the skin, and I definitely would replace this if I ran out, and I probably were going to try some other colors. This is very inexpensive, and it's just a beautiful texture. It's almost like a cream blush, but it dries down quite nicely. Some cream blushes can like stain you and look awkward as they're breaking down with your skin throughout the day. Also from the drugstore is my highlighter choice, and I've been using this since it came out. This is the Essence Pure Nude, very inexpensive highlighter. I think this is perfect for the aging face because you've got, it's not too like, you know, the Space Center can see it, you know, they say, you know, and they're looking, oh, what's that beam? Oh, that's Kathy's highlighter, you know. I like this, just a little bit of sunshine on my face without being too stripy, you know, and I think people can make a mistake by getting too much highlighter on their face, or it's got a green undertone to it and they get this kind of weird alien look to them. And I've seen even young girls putting this stuff on, they really, it's like, oh, you really shouldn't. You really shouldn't. It's not working for you, babe. So this is the Pure Nude, and I just have the Be My Highlight number 10. This was the original one that came out. They came out with another one that was a little bit more frosty looking. I didn't really like the second one. This is the original one. It lasts forever because it's so densely packed. It lasts forever. I actually haven't had to replace this. And I'm really big on hygiene for makeup, so I'm always spraying things with alcohol and stuff. And even before the pandemic, I used to do that. So I actually had alcohol in my possession when it happened and everybody was buying out all of the hygienic treatment products like rubbing alcohol and all that stuff, the stuff that you can't find anymore. For bronzer, I don't talk about this very much and I really like it. This is probably my third one actually. This is Take Home the Bronze from The Balm. And this is the shade Oliver, which is the lightest of the bronze shade. You can use it as a bronzer, which is really nice. You know, give yourself a little bit of sunshine, even though you're not getting sunshine. And you can also use this if in a pinch. I don't usually like to use my face products on my eyes, but you can use it as a crease color as well, an eyeshadow. So I think this is a wonderful product. And I don't ever talk about it. I'm really sorry I don't talk about this. I think because, you know, I've been on YouTube for 7 years now, and every single week or every couple of weeks there's new things coming out all the time from different places. So it's just like a toddler opening up Christmas gifts, you know. It's just, oh, this, I like this, I want to play with this, and then it's like, oh, I like this, I want to play with this. You know, there's just constant, and I think that's slowing down now. I think people are getting a little burnt out, so we're kind of using what we have and we're being a little more creative with it. Like with foundations, I notice people are mixing them a lot now. They're mixing one bad color with another one, and like with this, I mix this into other foundations all the time. I have about 13 or 14 foundations, and I mix this in with them, and I mix them in with my primer and everything else. So I'm mixing too, and I never really used to mix that much. You know, I used to just take things back if they weren't working for me. I took them back, and I think that that's something that's changing because now they got different rules about returning things. And the Sephora near me just opened, and you know I'm the return queen. I've got something I want to return, and I'm thinking, oh boy, they've just been open like 2 days, and here I come marching in, the return queen, with something to return that I bought during the pandemic. They had that 20% off sale for the Rouge members at Sephora. Do you remember that? So some of that stuff didn't work for me, so it's going back. I haven't been in there yet. I'm still, I don't know, I'm still hesitant to go shopping a lot because I see where California is having some problems now with a new spike in new cases of the coronavirus, and they were the ones who went lenient on some of their rulings. So I don't know how I feel about all that. So anyway, let's just stay off that. Let's not ignore it, but let's just keep it positive here. Okay, eyeshadow palettes. This is the VISEARP Rose Edit palette. And why would I ever want to replace something, you know, like this? because there's so many palettes on the market, and I have a ton of favorite palettes. I would get this again, and you can see this is very dog-eared and loved. This is the perfect palette if you ever travel. I don't travel, but once in a while I'll take a day trip to place or stay overnight in a bed and breakfast or whatever. And this is the perfect palette, and it is very worn and dipped into because I love it. I use it all the time. It's got your light shades for your base color. It's got nice crease colors. It's got a nice dark shade you can darken up your corners with, and it's got some beautiful little shimmers in there that you can pop a little color on your eye. And this eye look today is from this palette, so I'll just close my eyes and you can see where I mashed up my mascara or whatever. Beautiful, beautiful shades. Yeah. Let's see if I can take something out that will show up. Now, I did spray all of these palettes. All of my palettes got sprayed with alcohol, and when I didn't have alcohol, I was spraying them with hydrogen peroxide. That was a mistake because it ruined all the cases. I think my Norvina palette is all spotted and everything, but it really did a number on the packaging when I sprayed it. And actually some of the eyeshadows really got affected. I wiped them all down before I used them again, but I did want to have some kind of disinfectant going on. So yeah, this is just a beautiful palette. I got it at Sephora quite a while ago. I will definitely replace this when it's worn out, and I've almost hit pan on a couple colors. So in the same vein of eye palettes, I just have to add this one in because I always replace this, always. This is the Wet n Wild Brulee color, and to me this is the most perfect light shade. It rivals high-end products. I mean, absolutely beautiful, beautiful eyeshadow. It's from Wet n Wild. I mean, it is also like Creme Brulee is the original. It's slightly different tint, but it's the same nice opaque texture and coloring and everything. But there's just a little bit of difference in the tonal undertone of the Creme Brulee as opposed to the Brulee. And they discontinued the Creme Brulee, so the Brulee is what we have now, and I like it. I mean, it's fine. On the eye, it's almost undetectable, the difference in the two, but there is a difference in case anybody's being really picky. For mascara, I have a winter mascara and a summer mascara. We're going into summer here in the States. I know in New Zealand you're going into winter, so it's kind of a weird it's kind of a weird difference here. I can't even imagine going into wintertime snow when there's like summer activities all over YouTube going on. It's got to be weird to find makeup because the makeup releases all have to do with the US hemisphere, you know. Anyway, this is Thrive Cosmetics, and this is their lash extension mascara. And what it is it's a tubing mascara, and the reason I like to use this in the summertime is that it coats your lashes and encases them. So when it's really, really hot out and you're sweating, it's very humid out here in Connecticut. We get a very humid summer, very humid. It's very, I'm just drenched in sweat. And all the rest of my makeup will melt off, but this mascara holds. It holds. It doesn't leave any dings up here. It doesn't smear underneath. It has a little bit of a learning curve when you're putting it on. It makes nice big old honking lashes. I love it. I think it's a little expensive. This company, Thrive Cosmetics, for any product that you buy, they donate a product, not necessarily the same one, to a cancer organization that I think is Look Good, Feel Better. They also donate to women's shelters, and they usually donate brow products and lipsticks and things. I don't think they're going to donate the exact same thing you purchase, but Thrive Cosmetics, their mascara is my summertime choice. If you're curious, my wintertime choice is Hourglass's Caution Extreme Lash Mascara, and I get the little travel size because I only keep mascaras for 3 months. This is my summer mascara. I'll throw it out in September and get the Hourglass mascara, even if it's not all gone. I really adhere to that rule with mascara. It's so close to your eyes, why risk a bacterial infection or pink eye or any other problem just to save a little bit of money on a mascara? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. A doctor's visit costs a lot more than a new mascara. So the final product I have for makeup, and I have two more products I want to tell you about because it's before and after makeup products, is, again, Charlotte Tilbury. It is her kissing lipstick in the shade Bitch Perfect. And this is like, I'm wearing it now, it is the perfect nude, everyday lipstick. Your lips, but way the heck much better. It is really like beautiful, beautiful. It lasts a long time, it wears down evenly, it doesn't stain your lips. The case is beautiful, the packaging is beautiful. I think it's a wonderful lipstick. This is my third or fourth of this because I use it all the time. And let's see how far down I am on it. Not too far down, but that's about, what, 3/4 of the way down. I love this. Charlotte Tilbury's Bitch Perfect. I always replace this when it's right near down to the nib. Now I have two more products that I think are very important. When you wear makeup, I will not do without these. The first one is from Sonia Rosselli. She is a makeup artist, and this is in most makeup artists' kits. When they go to do bridal stuff or special event stuff, they use this. And what it is you wash your face with whatever cleanser, and then you spray this on. I do. She says you spray it on your hand and then wipe it down in little strokes down your face, and it pulls off any excess top dead layer of skin. And you rinse off your face, pat it dry, and then put your moisturizer on. It's called Sex Appeal. Sex Appeal. And it is, I think, my favorite exfoliating skin product. If your skin is not exfoliated, and especially over 50, our skin starts not responding too well. It doesn't slough itself off as well because we don't have all the energy hormone things or whatever it is that sends the energy to the skin so that it sloughs itself off. It's not doing it on its own well enough. By the age of 50, you really need a little bit of help exfoliating. If you don't exfoliate your skin, you will find that no matter what foundation you put on or face product, it's going to have patches. It's going to grab onto patches on your face. And you're like, oh, this is terrible makeup. It's just making me look all cakey. And it's like, well, no, it's not terrible makeup. It's your terrible skincare routine. So you have to have an exfoliator. And, you know, you can use whatever one that you want. I think this is a chemical exfoliator. But Sonia Rosselli, she is just, you know, it's not sold in regular stores. I think you may be able to find it on Amazon, but it is on her website. She also has a beautiful water bomb moisturizer that has little water beads in it, and you pop them on your face and it really moisturizes your skin really well. But Sex Appeal is something I will not do without since I wear makeup. It's just really important to exfoliate your skin, and I think that makeup looks so much better if you exfoliate. So that was important. Now at the end of the show, this is Morphe's setting spray. And I'm not a big fan of Morphe. I think they're kind of jerks, you know. But I will buy this, and I think I have a lip product from them. Yeah, I do have a lip product from them. This is the setting spray. Very light mist. And a little bit of a scent to it, a little perfumey, but it dries down and it makes your whole face kind of look all together, put together. And I think that that's something that is so important to spray it. It helps hold it in place in the hot sun with humidity so it doesn't melt down quite as fast. And so the Morphe setting spray, and what is this called? Continuous Setting Mist. Really nice. A very, very fine spray, so you don't feel like you're squirting yourself with the kitchen sink sprayer, you know, which you do the dishes with and stuff. So Morphe, this is the other product I think is very, very important. So those were my 10 items plus 2 bonus items. I can't ever do just the exact same 10. I can't wait to go over and watch Angie's channel to see what she has for her top 10 favorite gotta replace it right away once it's out items. So I hope you will join her as well. I put a link to her video in this collaboration below, and I hope you will click on, if you're curious about any of the products I talked about today, I hope you'll click on my description bar, which is the show more section. You click that and it opens it up, and I have all the links to all the things I've talked about. Hopefully you're able to get them around the world. And I thank you for stopping and spending some time with me today. I hope you all are having a wonderful week and have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.